doesn't give you a right. Rights are inalienable. You're born with them. For those of you who believe in God, they're God-given. I believe in God. My rights are God-given. If you allow statements like the Second Amendment is my gun permit to emanate from your mouth, you're giving the government more power than the government has. Don't do that. Because what the government can give, the government can take away. That's why we must always stand on this firm foundation of rights, basic human rights. Privileges, on the other hand, are things that governments can give you, like a driver's license. So the government can take it away. But unless you understand that governments can't regulate and restrict rights because governments can't give rights, then you can't fight this whole argument of red flag laws or for any matter, any of your rights or any arguments that might come up over your rights. Okay? So, you got that? Everybody understand the difference between rights and privileges? Government cannot do what to rights? Can't take them away, can't regulate or restrict. Do you know that means we have over 30,000 gun control laws on the books in America, and all of them are in violation of your right. Okay. Let's talk about how red flag laws work. For those of you who don't know. Let's say that you leave here today and you're sitting on your front porch and you're sipping a nice cold beer. Don't start talking about me. I don't really drink. Okay, just saying. I know a lot of folks in Arkansas do. And so you're sitting at home and you're having a nice cold beer on your front porch. And all of a sudden, a law enforcement officer pulls up in your driveway. And then another. And another. And they come up on your front porch. And they say, "Sir, are you so-and-so?" "Yeah, that's me." "Well, we're going to have to confiscate your cars. All the cars on your property, we're going to have to confiscate because we've been told that you are consuming alcohol." And I see here you're consuming alcohol. And there's a possibility, someone said, that you might get in one of those cars and try to drive today. So we're going to take your cars until you can prove that you don't have a drinking problem. All right? And in the meantime, take a bus. Do whatever you got to do, but we're going to take your cars. And then you've got to hire an attorney to go to court and prove that you don't have a drinking problem. And you've got to hire a psychologist to prove you don't have an alcohol problem. And then maybe you might be able to get your cars back if you can prove that you didn't intend to drive them after you consumed alcohol. As ridiculous as that sounds, that is exactly how red flag laws work. An anonymous phone call by somebody that just doesn't like you can lead to law enforcement coming into your home and confiscating all of your firearms. Then you've got to hire a lawyer, and then you've got to hire a psychologist, and you've got to prove that you aren't mentally incompetent, that you aren't crazy. So you're guilty until proven innocent. You've got to prove that you had no intention of committing any crimes with those guns. How do you prove that you weren't going to commit a crime if you didn't commit a crime? That's how red flag laws work. I don't think you have to be a rocket scientist to understand the potential for chaos and disaster with those laws. Even if you set the whole Constitution aside, let's talk about some of the issues. There's a potential for abuse. Anybody ever had an ex-wife or an ex-husband mad at you? Want to create havoc in your life? Know anybody like that? Got any family members? You know, one man in Maryland is dead because a family member got mad at him and called police and said, "I'm really concerned about him. I think he's losing his mind. I think he's violent. He does a lot of guns. Y'all better get his guns." And they broke into his home. Police did at 5 o'clock in the morning. He thought somebody was breaking into his house. So what does he do? He goes to his door with a gun in his hand. Somebody's breaking into his home. A fight ensued, and he ended up getting killed. Innocent man, came out later, innocent guy, family member was just disgruntled and was trying to create problems for him. That's red flag law for you. Potential for abuse. Safety of officers. Think about the police officers who are being asked to enforce this. going into people's homes and confiscating their only way to defend their lives and the lives of their family members. By the way, Sheriff Chris Brown of Cleveland County, if you don't know him, you need to get to know him. I told him the other day, I said, you need to be governor of Arkansas. I'd support you. He is an amazing man. He's the first sheriff in the state of Arkansas to stand up and in writing formally declare if red flag laws pass on a national level or on a state level, he will not, his agency will not enforce them in his county. That's Sheriff Chris Brown. Invite you to talk to your local sheriff and ask your sheriff the same question. Show him. If you haven't seen it, go to my Facebook page. I have the formal written statement by Sheriff Brown on my page, as well as an interview with him. I interviewed him on TV at length about his decision. You should show your sheriff that interview. Show them that proclamation and say, now where do you stand? Are you going to stand for the people? Because you know what, folks? Your sheriff has more constitutional power and authority in his county than the President of the United States. The sheriff is the most important elected position you have. Safety of citizens accused of red flag laws, I've already talked about that. The cost for a victim. Anybody had to hire a lawyer lately? Can you get me a glass of water, please? Oh, thank you. You're looking at, if you have to defend yourself and it actually goes to court, you're looking at thousands and thousands of dollars just to defend, just to prove that you aren't crazy. And go there and find a psychologist. Find a psychologist who will say that you're not crazy. How are you going to find one of those? I can tell you for a fact there are psychologists in this state that would say I'm mentally unstable. Why? Because I'm not a liberal.
Hold on just a second.
And liberals truly think if you support President Trump, you can't possibly be mentally stable.